Sorry, guys. We'll actually have Allie first. Candace is visiting some family, and then we will have Candace after and James Wade. So Allie, quickly up. Hi, Allie. Thanks for joining us. We'll start with Annie Costable, Sun Times.
Hey, Allie. How challenging is it to reconcile this one when you all fought so hard to get back and Charles was able to get that put back to send
Annie?
it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely tough knowing that, if we just get one rebound, or you think about all the little plays during the game where if you just had one of those back, you could have finished it in regulation. So it's definitely a tough one to swallow, especially going into the break.
And then aside from the game, this arena was filled with young AAU stars. I wonder if you could just talk to what it was like having all these potentially future players in the league here today.
It was awesome to be able to be in this crowd. We haven't had a crowd like that, all season long. So especially, girls that obviously we used to be in their shoes and playing AAU and, playing 4 games a day. And just for them to be able to, see us out there, actually have a league and something that they can be inspired to one day play. It felt really cool.
Thanks, Allie.
No problem.
Christos Taltas.
Hey, Ali, first of all, great game tonight.
Thank you.
I'd like to ask you, what did you learn from tonight's game as a team, and what would you like to improve about the second half of the season?
I think we got to be more consistent, maybe start a little better. Can't have quarters or lulls where we're not scoring. And obviously every play matters, knowing that you kind of lost the game on one play. It's never just one play. There's just so many other different plays that it could have also been, but yeah, and just not digging so many holes. I feel like we dug ourselves some holes that it's hard to come back multiple times in a game.
And also, despite the loss, do you feel that you are on the right direction as a team?
Yeah, I do. I feel like we know where we want to go. We know what we need to do. It's just at this point we just have to, show it on the court.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Allison Moran.
Hey, Allie, not the way you wanted to end the first half of the season, I can imagine. I wanted, though, to talk about the matchup between Tina and Candace. Can you talk a little bit about that tonight, and what were some of your observations?
Yeah, obviously they've been playing against each other for 10 years, 12 years, whatever it is, so they know each other, very well. Definitely was a big matchup, but yeah, I don't know what else to say about them against each other.
Very big. That's the main thing. Yeah, that's fine. What kinds of things on the outcome of this game, does that change your plans at all in terms of what you're going to focus on after the All-Star game, or does that
individually or as a team? Like individually or as a team?
Both.
Yeah, I think just as a team we have to start better and not dig ourselves holes. I think we were down 10 once and came back, and then down 8, came back. We just have to play a complete game and not have such up and down quarters.
And do you think that you will also be doing more, little bit of practice in Montana, or is that still going to be R&R time for you and Courtney?
We plan to do some workouts, whether it's just something outside like body weight stuff, but we'll see how the trips go.
Well, good luck at the All-Star game, and hope it will come back and do the season all over again.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Annie, last question for Allie.
I'm so sorry. I didn't lower my hand.
No
Sorry,
worries.
Allie.
It's okay.
Okay, well, we're going to bring in Candace now. Thank you, Allie.
Oh, okay. See you.
Hi, Candace. Thanks for joining us. We'll start with Annie Costable from the Sun-Times.
Hey Candace, thanks for your time. How challenging is this one to reconcile, just given the fact that you guys fought so hard to get back, and it was that putback from Charles at the buzzer that, sends it to overtime?
I mean, it sucks, right? We battled back, but I think, there's a lot of stuff that we can take from this. We got to close out games. We got to close out close games. So I think that's kind of the take. It doesn't matter the environment, where we're at, the refs, whatever. Like, we still have to find a way to close out games.
And then aside from the game, Wintrust was filled with, young AAU players that could potentially be the future of this league. What did that mean to you all to have them in the stands tonight?
I think those are some of the best years of your life, and you don't realize it. Just playing 5 games a day, being on the road with your teammates, going to, different games, having Denny's for lunch, and then playing an hour later. So those are some of the best years of your life. And so I think, my advice to them is, like, where we're at is great, but enjoy where you're at right now, because it goes really fast.
And then last for me, Michael Wilbon and Mark were here, and they said that, they came to support you, and obviously the team as well. What did it mean to you to have them sitting courtside tonight?
I mean, those are 2 GOATs. If you talk about media, you talk about just who they are as individuals. I mean, like, they're GOATs of media, and they're great friends of mine, and I'm lucky to have them as mentors on that side, and really appreciate them coming out and supporting.
Thanks, Candace. I appreciate it.
Christos Teltes.
Camera work is terrible, Kelly. I gotta help you out.
Yeah, we're gonna bring out the iPhone at this point. It's better.
I might have helped you out and jacked it up. Okay, it's fine now.
Oh, thanks, girl. Annie on. Okay, so we'll do Allison Moran.
Hey, Candace, not the way you wanted to finish out the season, or the first half of the season, but one thing that I heard from my Washington Mystics colleague at my magazine was that Tina was just praising you to the skies. What can you say about Tina tonight and what she did?
I mean, like, we come in, we have a game plan, but she's obviously having a phenomenal season. I think it's been some tough battles that we've had throughout our career. She's been in the league 13 of my 14 years, so it's always a game whenever we play whoever she's playing for. If you talk about just in terms of ISO on the block, she's one of the toughest to defend. And so, I think just rebounding, being able to run the floor, get position, you constantly have to be on your toes.
No question. What was it like going up against her? You guys have as you said, been part of this.
I'm
Tonight.
sorry.
Sorry, you're breaking up, Allison.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, I apologize. So tonight you were up against each other. How fierce was that at?
I think it's the same as it's always been, like, just in terms of going against each other. For me, it's not me and her, it's our team. It's the Sky versus the Mystics. So I think when you get caught up in it being a one-on-one thing, you lose sight of trying to win the game, and that's the purpose. But it's constantly a battle. You constantly got to be on your toes, but at the same time, like, battle, compete, and get to the next play.
Well, looking forward to the All-Star game and looking forward to your commentary. So looking forward to that.
2 more questions. Jamel Collier, Tribune.
Hey Candace, this month-long break that you guys are ladies about to have, just how do you approach that? What I don't know, how do you go about that, first off?
I plan on being in the best shape coming back. I think I was in really great shape coming in, and I've had some injuries and things like that. But the way our team plays, like, I got to be in really good shape. And so there's an amount of time where now it's like we have the time to be able to, get cardio and, but also, you got to be smart with it. So I think that's my thing. This isn't a break. I mean, obviously we don't have a game, but I'm still going to work out and try to prepare for the second half of the season.
Are you going to Tokyo to announce, or are you doing that remotely?
No, I'm going to Tokyo.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Last question for Candace. Christos Taltas.
Hey, Candace, first of all, nice jersey.
Thank you.
I'd like to ask you, you reached tonight 3,000 rebounds in your career in WNBA. What it means about your legacy and your consistency in this league?
I think as you get older, these milestones mean a lot more. I have a lot more basketball behind me than I do in front of me. So, I know when I step on the court, those days are getting fewer and fewer. So I think just celebrating this milestone, obviously, but at the same time, understanding that, it's not really about that. It's nice, it's cherry on the top, but it's not really about that.
And also now you have the WNBA All-Star game now and the Olympic Games in Tokyo. How you prepare yourself about those two big times, and how is back on your mind to win the All-Star game MVP trophy?
Say it one more time.
Is back on your mind to win the WNBA All-Star game MVP trophy this season?
I mean, it's an all-star game, so I think we'll gauge how it goes. I think at this point, just trying to figure out. I want to get out healthy. Obviously, put a show on for the fans. But for Team USA, it's an exhibition game. So, I mean, we'll see how it goes.
Thank you very much, and good luck in Tokyo.
Thank you, Candace. We'll have James Wade up next. Hey, James. We'll start with Jamal Collier at the Tribune.
Sorry about that. Hey, James. Just this game, I guess, I guess my momentum. Are you kind of worried? I don't know. Just how do you take this one, kind of going into the break? Just how do you assess this loss? Sorry.
I thought we didn't do our jobs as a collective unit. I was pulling for straws, trying to get people to step up, and we missed a lot of layups, man. Like, we can't win games if you miss layups. It's just that simple. I think we counted maybe 7 layups that we missed, and that's have to have a focus and a level of desire to just make layups and get stops and stay in front of the ball. We knew they were going to come in and play desperate. They only had 8 people in uniform, and I was just a little embarrassed by the loss, to be honest.
Annie, sometimes.
James, what was the message after tonight's loss to the team when you got back in the locker room?
We talked about the layups, the missed assignments, the missed box outs, and how they had players that weren't in the league a couple of weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
and that were effective. And I felt like we had players that we just weren't ready to play. And that was an issue for me, because these are players that have a lot of respect in this league, but looking good on paper doesn't really mean anything. Like, the game has to be played, and that's just how it's always been. And you have to respect that. And I don't know if we respected that across the board.
Allie and Candace both touched on just consistency, being focused on being consistent throughout games, you know, in the second half of the season. How do you guys practice that? Like, how do you make that happen in the second half?
It has to be a will and desire. Like, we can put them in as many things, hard things in practice as we can. But if, you know, it doesn't translate to games, then it's an issue. We were 2-7 at one point, and you know, if you would have told me then, hey, we could be 10-10, you know, I would be like, okay, you know, that's doable, but it's going to be tough. And now we're sitting at a point where we had a chance to be 3 games over 500, or I'm sorry, yeah, or 2 games over 500, and we let it fall by the wayside.
And then last thing real quick, just the environment tonight, a lot of young AAU players in the stands. And then I saw Jet on the sideline too, courtside watching, locked in. Honestly, he was locked in. So can you just speak to the environment and how, you know, great it was here tonight?
The environment was great. We reminded the players today at shoot around that it's a lot of players that don't get to see them a lot, and that they, you know, you mean a lot to a lot of players that's growing up and want to be like you, and now their dreams get to come true because they get to see you live in person. So, you know, give them the show that they deserve. And I thought the crowd was energetic. I appreciated, you know, everything that the crowd gave us tonight. I just feel sorry that we didn't, you know, come out and play with our best effort. So that was tough. And my son being on the sideline was special to me. My family being there was special. So I had all my family there, and I thought that was pretty cool. Chet was bawling, crying because we lost. So I had to take him in my arms and take him to the back and calm him down a little bit. But you know, that's the good thing about being a dad to somebody that's passionate for something that you do.
Thanks, James. I appreciate it.
All right, no problem.
Jamal Collier.
Yeah, I have one more question, just about where you feel you guys are offensively. I know, just like, you know, during this sort of slow start early on with the injuries, there was sort of an area you all were struggling. But just what do you think about how your offense has flowed in these last couple of games?
Well, you know, I think we can do some things better. I wish our pace was a little better. I wish our decision making was a little better at points in the game. And right now we're not getting the best out of everyone that we can. So we still have a ways to go, but we need more consistency from some players, and hopefully we can work on that during the break.
Cool. Thank you, James.
All right.
Last question from Allison.
Hey, James, not the way you wanted to end the first half of the season, right?
No.
Talk a little bit about what you're going to take into the break and how you're going to prepare the players for the second half. And I know you've talked.
Yeah, I mean, we have to break down video and show some players what they're not doing as well and how they can help us, and try to put them into those situations. But it's definitely a lot of work that we have to do, a lot of, you know, repetition stuff that we have to do, and we'll see how it goes. But right now, it's just a lot of work we have to grind out and get better as far as our cohesiveness as a unit, and how we want to play certain defensive schemes, offensively, how we want the ball move and not stick. And our decision making was poor tonight. It's been poor over the last 2 or 3 games where we've been making really, really bad decisions at certain points where we can make a run. And so those little detail-oriented flows where you can either make a run or it cuts off your rhythm. That's where our decision making has to improve.
Do you believe that you can turn this around at 10-10 and make a good run for it in the second half?
Of course, we will.
Gonna hold you to it. Anyway, Good luck and have a wonderful vacation.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, James, and thank you all for joining us. We will see you on Monday. Have a great day or a great weekend.
Thanks, Kelly.